I've been on a roll today, let me tell you.
Caleb, you might want to tell everybody what we're talking about before you just start
I
going
know
live.
that's kind of why I'm waiting on everybody to hold on, so I
Okay.
can start talking. Because I am recording right now,
Oh, hi.
um, and now we are live with the stream. Oh,
Oh, snap.
I gotta. I'm starting to lag on my requirements. All right, so good evening, everybody. That's hopefully gonna watch this stream tonight. Um, this is the first episode of the Outcast podcast. With us tonight, we have Colby.
Say hi.
Hello, I was choking on vape. I'm sorry.
we 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 have Caitlin.
Hi, I got a mouthful of food. I'm sorry.
We got Steph,
Suh, dog.
Tyler,
Leave me alone. I'm eating brownies.
and me, Wolfgang, Caleb. All right, guys. So tonight's podcast is going to consist of several different topics. We're going to try to stay on one topic at a time.
Mm.
That's
That's
not
not
how
gonna
this usually goes.
Yeah, that's not gonna work out well.
Come on. Just stick with me here. Stick with the program, okay? So, a couple of the topics include if life actually had a point system based to it. Another one of the topics is, do we know if squirrels actually shit? I mean, honestly, it's
Of
some,
course they do.
well, we're gonna talk about that. Don't worry. And then a few other things that just come up as we go throughout this stream. If you guys are watching live right now with the stream on Facebook, please say something in the comments section. We want interactions. We'd
That's
like
me.
we'd like you guys to talk with us, say something, all that jazz. Outside of that, it's just going to be pretty much a standard stream here. We're going to have some fun tonight, talk about some interesting topics. And those of you who are watching the video that's going to be uploaded to YouTube later on as I'm recording, hopefully you guys enjoy. So let's start this with the point system, and I will let Tyler take over from here.
Heard that.
I did too. I mean, it was your idea, man. You're the one that came up with the whole life and point system scenario. So it's your topic, man.
You know, there's actually a TV show episode that's like that. I can't remember the name of the TV show though.
Help.
All right.
Saying the way my life is going right now, I'm pretty sure I'm negative 100.
Okay, Tyler, are you gonna talk about it or do I have to?
Yeah, sorry. I was rinsing down some brownies. Um, leave me alone. I'm fat.
All
So
right.
you haven't had some good fudge. If you haven't had some good fudge brownies in a minute, those things are like gold.
Dude, the best way to eat them, heat them up in a microwave, have a warm glass of milk with them.
What do you mean? Nah. You have a glass of milk and you eat them right out of the oven.
Valid point. All right. So, anyways, on topic. Let's go.
Um, okay, so what if life had a point system? What if life had a set of good points and a set of bad points, and everything you do only counts as 1 point? Like there are some special things, right, where you get like 2 points, but
Or
that
higher,
doesn't matter.
depending.
And
Well-
then if you do something bad, you get minus points.
Okay, I've got a question.
Okay.
When you're born, do you start with points or do you have to go from there?
No, so you have 0 points because you're learning. You can do a lot of good and a lot of bad shit, right? So from like 0 up to a certain age, the points don't really apply to you.
Okay.
Oh no, that'd be pretty funny to see a toddler with like negative 200 points.
Okay, so that's where I do have to jump in here. So the thought process I had on the whole point system thing is you do gain and lose points, but I think the better way to do it would be you have to wait until you're 18 or even 16 before points actually factor into your life.
No,
So-
no. What you do is you take it like the world is today.
Right?
And if you're not old enough to buy a pack of cigarettes, then you don't have points.
So 18 to 21 then.
You got to be 21 to buy cigarettes now.
I'm
Well, in the
talking.
state
Not
of
in the
Different
UK
Oklahoma.
parts of
or
the
anything.
world.
Well,
Yeah, in
Okay.
the UK it's 18.
so
Okay.
let's just assume before they raise the legal age for smoking, so 18. So let's say when you turn 18, everything you do from there factors into whether or not you gain or lose points.
I
And
feel
there
like
and
instead of-
like and it's not on everything, right? So life would just go on completely normally, but like every once in a while, you would be hit with a set of situations where you had a choice, right? And whether you made a good choice or a bad choice is going to count on a point for you, either a bad point or a good point.
Right.
Is
feel like
this like a
instead of-
score point on someone that's about to go to hell?
Ooh.
Like you did this many bad things. You don't get to go through the pearly gates.
That's
Right.
actually an interesting.
And like 0 is the equal. Anybody that has 0 has not done anything good or bad. They've just been neutral their whole life.
Colin Fry, my brother says, "Don't do it, Craig."
I don't know. I feel like there would be, instead of racism, pointism in the fact that, like, if you have a bunch of or low points, that means you're a bad person. People don't want to be around with
Yeah,
you.
but think that would be people of every single skin color, every single religion, everything.
So the points are not based upon where you come from or anything. So take that out of the equation. So like if you're
No, I'm talking instead of people being biased against people for their skin color, they would be biased against them for the amount of points they have.
Yeah.
that's a big
So,
factor.
like, people who are low in their points or negative in their points, they'd be looked at like they were scum.
Okay.
Well, but it would be their fault.
I mean, okay, yeah, valid point.
That's the thing. So the points are based upon what you do in a certain situation. So for instance, let's take into a factor, you're in a store, and the store is getting robbed. Now, if you don't do anything because you can't, you're not going to gain or lose points. But if you have the ability to stop that person that's robbing the store, and you refuse, do you gain or lose points?
Or you're the person robbing the place.
I mean, if you're the person robbing a place, obviously you're gonna lose points. I mean, that's just common. Now, there's a flaw there though, and I thought about this before. What if the reason you're doing it is for a good cause?
Yeah, that's what I just thought about.
What do you guys think?
Well,
I
then
don't know,
you're
it depends on the store.
no matter the outcome, you still did it, so you still get a point if it's something that you knew was for a good reason.
It also depends on the store, because if it's a small business, that's a big deal. But if it's a big corporation where they actually factor in how much they're going to lose a year, it's free game. For legal purposes, that was just hypothetical.
Walmart, here I come.
Now, before anybody goes and reports anything to anyone, this is all hypothetical thinking. This isn't actual factual things. Obviously, there isn't a point system that life is based on. Although some
And
people
I've
might-
also never stolen anything in my life.
right.
Actually,
Yeah,
no.
you.
When I
No,
was
yes,
5,
you did.
When I was like 5, I did steal a lipstick from Walgreens. I'm
Hold on,
sorry.
guys. Hold on,
That's
guys.
not all you stole.
Hold on.
Hold on. No, hold on. Hold on. I ain't done.
Oh no.
Steph, did I steal your heart?
Oh, you know me so well.
All right, now hold on, guys. So
Ooh, question.
my brother does have a question. What about sodomy? Now, I do have a rebuttal to that. I do have an answer to that. That would be based entirely on whether it was forced or willingly.
Okay, I'm having a blonde moment. Can someone explain that word to me again?
Yeah, same.
Anal.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, you asked,
Well, it's anal or oral.
but again, technically, sodomy.
But
Let's.
that's getting into religion, and this isn't religion.
No. Sodomy isn't a religious-based thing. It is the actual definition of sodomy is sexual intercourse involving anal or oral copulation. So,
So it's sex without breaking virginity.
Now, in this case, now if it is animal, that's obviously because he asked animal.
Ugh, you
Uh,
fucking
Nope.
nasty,
No.
Colin.
With animal, that's an automatic. You're losing points because that's just frowned upon in almost every society out there.
Not just that, you're taking advantage of a innocent animal that cannot consent or fight back.
So
Yeah, that's real disturbing.
now, if it's sodomy with a human being, so two human beings, you're really gonna ask a car?
Colin, go to bed. Just go to bed, Colin.
I don't
You-
think with a car would gain or lose points, but it might
But you would definitely
warrant
be
a
looked at
trip
as
to
a
the
very.
Mental Institute.
You might be looking a bit weird.
That's
Walking
definitely.
down the street, fucking my sixth fault.
I'm done with you. I'm so done with you, man. Oh my god.
Jizzing on the hood, coming on the
Why we
floorboard.
can't have nice things.
Colin, an ostrich is an animal. If you
Oh my God.
sodomize an ostrich, you're a bad person at that point. You will lose points in this society.
Okay, so here's another question.
Okay?
So I know we were talking about like, you know, if it were like that and we'd get like negative 200 points, would you go in the negative or would something happen when you hit 0?
No, it just kind of goes negative. Nothing actually happens to you, except your life would change because if you're such a bad person that you've let your points drop into the negative and just stopped giving a fuck about it, what makes you think that anybody's going to want to hire you?
Well, think about it, because I cannot remember that movie. I think it was Leonardo DiCaprio where they had a lifespan on their watch.
Nope, that was Justin Timberlake. I know exactly what you're talking
Okay.
about.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I couldn't remember which one it was.
And that was with time.
And Colin, that's allegedly. We're not going to talk about that. Tyler, I'm sure you figured out what I'm talking about by now. I'll just give you the hint. Ostriches, boots, and ginger.
Stupidest thing.
That was allegedly, okay? We don't talk about that.
I'm gonna have to hear about that later.
I'm confused.
Letter Kenny.
Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
never mind.
That's all it took.
Nope, not interested.
Okay. So back onto
I almost feel like the point system is almost like a financial status in the sense of the richer you are, the better your life is. The more points you have, the better your life is.
actually no.
Well,
Actually no.
But think of how many people would be like, "Oh, I need my points to be higher. Make the world a better place."
So if you think about it, actually in some cases, I'm not saying that, Colin. In certain cases, actually, if you think about it, rich people might actually have negative points rather than higher points.
Well, I'm not saying
Because-
like rich people are the ones with the
Oh.
higher points, but I'm saying it's kind of similar in the sense of in this current world and in this hypothetical world.
Sorry, I just
Yeah, but it
popped
would
my
also
knee.
open up so many paths for so many people because there are a lot of people out there that are actually genuinely good people that have just been served,
rotten
Yeah.
hands.
Play
I,
food
I
and
also
life, but-
feel like doing good deeds specifically to get your points higher wouldn't count because that's not a actual good deed.
Well, it
That
also
is true.
depends. It also depends
But
on what you
but
qualify as a
it's-
good deed.
It has to be something that you didn't try to create yourself.
No, I did not just moan. I popped my knee. Okay, it felt weird. I'm sorry.
I mean, you can moan from popping something.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
oh yeah,
If you guys are having fun, let me get a huh? Yeah.
oh yeah.
I will not be doing that.
Oh, come
Oh.
on.
You're all fired.
Hey,
I was never hired. Who's getting paid?
wait, somebody's getting paid?
That's what I'm saying.
Wait,
No one told me that.
yeah, like
I just live here.
this is supposed to be a free thing. Who's getting paid? Tyler, are you getting paid?
He's yeah. I'm actually sponsored by Corsair. Sorry.
Well,
Dude, is a freaking Corsairs representative watches it's like, do we have this man on our payroll? No, sir, I don't think we do.
Nope.
Hire him.
Hire
think-
that man right
Hire
now.
him so we can fire him.
I wish I was sponsored by someone.
But anyway, so the point system is one that what I was saying is good deeds are classified by legitimately doing a good deed, not willingly like finding a way to do a good deed, but just out of the blue it just happens. You did a good deed, you get a good point. But if you're like going out of your way to try to make things happen so you could do a good deed, no, you're losing points at that point.
Yeah, it's kind of like rich people donating to charities just to have good PR. That doesn't count.
Nope, that will not count. That will actually give you no points in that instance. If you ask me if it were to be done correctly, the only way you can gain points is by legitimately doing a good deed. So like if, for instance, you see someone in trouble, you help them. That's a good deed. You didn't go out of your way to find somebody in trouble to do it. You just happened across someone who was in trouble and needed help. You helped them. That's a good deed. But if you are literally scouring the town just to find someone in trouble, just to do a good deed, you're not going to gain any points.
Well, not just
Yep.
that, but like, say I'm on a walk and I see someone in trouble, and I'm like, you know what? If I help them, that's gonna raise my points. I'm gonna help them. I feel like that shouldn't count.
Yeah, I mean, if mentally you're like, oh, I'm going to get good points for this, then yeah, no, that doesn't count. That's just not okay. Right. Again, in the same
Okay.
sit. Go ahead.
So, would you be able to? Would you be able to like cash in your points, or exchange points, or give somebody your points?
The points don't really
Nope.
see. That's
Nope,
that's
they're solely tied to you and you only.
so that makes
And your points, even once you get negative points, you can go back up in points. You
Right.
just have to not be a complete asshole.
Then what is the point of the points?
the points. I think that's the next thing is what are the points going to be used for? Like what factors into points? So let's take this into a I guess you could almost say religious standpoint at that point. Let's say the points based in your life will factor into where you go in the afterlife, whether you go up or down. So let's say the points that you gain throughout your life will factor there. So say you have say you have two people that die. One has positive 150 points. One has negative 50 points. Okay. In this instance, you can base that solely on that person with the positive points has legitimately gone out of their way to make life good for people. Like not like, oh my gosh, I have to do this because I need positive points. No, they were just a genuinely good person. So they're positive there. Now the person that was negative, you have to factor in. Now, were they negative 50 because they've been doing good deeds, or did they just not do anything and after so long they just started doing negative? So that's something that I just thought of. It's like, if a person was genuinely a bad person, obviously they're going to be negative more than 50 points. Like, by the time they die, unless they died early, they would probably have, negative 300 points plus? Am I correct in thinking so?
I'd say so.
Okay, so let's say that person was negative 2 to 300 points. They've never tried to do anything good in their life. Obviously, when they die, they're not going up. They're going down. They did everything they could to be a bad person. Now, the person
I
who
feel
did...
like at that point there almost needs to be two separate categories instead of just a single number. One that tallies up the bad and one that tallies up the good. Because someone can live a completely awful life and in the last 10 or 15 years go out of their way to be good, specifically so they don't go to hell or whatever is the negative in the afterlife.
Now, you also have to think, is that for selfish reasons, or did they just realize that they were genuinely a bad person?
True.
See, those are things that we have to keep in mind as well, is obviously there has to be some way, like you said, to differentiate between the good the bad, and then the people who are trying to make their lives right. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's an interesting thought, realistically, when it comes down to it.
Saying a lot of religious people would be having a lot of negative points.
Oh, of
Oh
course.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because the only reason why they do good stuff is specifically so they go to heaven.
And then half of them end up not going. But that's neither here nor there.
I put them in the ground.
Then what happens to the people who just stay neutral?
So the neutral people, obviously, in life, even if you are neutral, at least one point or another, you've either done something good or done something bad. I mean, let's think. Let's say, for example, let's take a person. All right, they just turned 18. Their lifespan is 65.
His name is George.
We'll call him George, okay? So we'll say George is the kind of person who tries to stay out of everybody's way. He's generally a neutral person. From the time he's 18 to the time he's 65, which is, let's say, the expected lifespan of a person in this point system life. Let's say he lives to 65 and then dies. Now, in the time from he's 18 to 65, at least, let's say he had 10 chances to either gain or lose points, regardless of his neutral lifestyle. There is the probability that out of those 10 chances, at least 1 to 3 of those, he either did something good or something bad. I would think that's fair, yes? To assume?
I would think so.
Anybody else have a view on that?
Won't lie, I kind of spaced out when you were talking.
See?
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
so
would have lost a point for that.
yep,
Yep.
you lost a point. So to re elaborate what I just said for you, are you listening?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say George
Uh-huh.
in this point system lifestyle is expected to live to 65. Every person in this society is expected to live to 65. Now, from the time he's 18, when he starts to gain points or
Okay.
lose them, to the time he's 65, he chooses to live a neutral lifestyle, neither
Okay.
doing good nor bad. But
Neutral. Vanilla. Got it.
and so I can give an accurate number here. So in 47 years of his life, at least 10 times he comes across a situation where he can either do bad or good. Now,
Okay.
out of those 10 times, I think it's fair to say at least 1 to 3 times he chose to do something good or bad. Yes? No?
It could go either way.
Oof. Like, let's say he had no choice but to either do good or bad. Out of those 10 situations, 3 of them were ones where he had to do something either good or bad. Because there are instances in your life where you have to choose whether to do something good or bad. Right?
Yeah.
So, it factors in that situation, Kat, if you still with me?
I'm still with you.
Okay, so this neutral person in those situations, he has to do something good or something bad. It's entirely up to George in this situation whether he does something good or bad.
Let me counter with this. If he only has 10 situations of doing good and bad, what if in 5 of those situations he does the good thing and gets a point,
Mhm.
and of those other 5 he gets negative? So then, thus, he is stuck at 0. And
Well-
he's totally balanced.
Well,
That-
then he's neutral again.
Well, that also there's also a counter to that. In those good situations and those bad situations, let's say for instance, okay, so hypothetically, let's make a 10 point point system here. So on a scale of 1 to 10 is how many points you either get or get taken away.
Okay.
Or should we do 5? What do you guys think? What?
I would do 5.
5? Okay. So let's say 5 is the highest point you can get, 1 is the lowest. Now, um, if you kill someone, that's -5 right there. You lose 5 points. But if you save someone's life, I think that would count as gaining 5, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say you just help someone. Let's say you help someone cross the street, like an elderly person who can't physically see very well or walk very well. You help them cross the street. That's about a what? A 1 or a 2?
1. That's a 1.
1.
1.
Okay. So
One.
okay.
Damn.
Bit delayed there, Colby. Uh,
It
so
was all like
those
1.
those will also factor into the scenario, Kat. So in those 10 situations, it factors in as well what he does as to what would gain his points. Now, it's hard to say but in your hypothetical situation, let's say for a fact he gained 5 points, so he did one good deed that was a point, and he did it 5 times, so that's 5 points. Then let's say he did 5 bad deeds, so he lost 5 points. But those also factor in as to what the good deeds were and what the bad deeds were.
I feel like in that situation, if like 1 in a million people died and they were truly neutral, even with all their goods and their bads, it somehow managed to balance out, they would almost be like, I guess, reincarnated as a new person to start over, and they keep doing that until they finally either go up or down.
There is that, or there's an alternative.
No,
So-
that's hold on. That's a really good thought, because the person wouldn't know that's how it's working.
So, for instance, if that was the case, then, so would they
Like
come
you would die completely neutral,
right?
and then when you was reborn, if you will, you don't remember your last life.
Okay, so that was my next question: is would you remember it? So if
Yeah.
you
You
don't
don't
remember
remember
it,
You might have deja vu and dreams about it.
Yeah,
But
just
I don't
like
think you would-
everyone has weird ass dreams.
I don't think you would truly remember it, though.
okay, so that answers my question there. Thank you for that. Um, okay, so yeah, I mean that would be a good response in a situation is if the person truly chooses to be neutral and dies with 0 points. Like they haven't gained or lost, or what they gained, they lost, or what they lost, they gained. They die, and then they're forced to be reborn. So they get another opportunity. Now, what happens if this cycle continuously repeats? Like they never do anything good or bad. They continuously keep getting reborn. Well, eventually they get to a point where they're just forced into a purgatory, if you will.
I don't think so, because the whole point of purgatory, from a religious standpoint, is that you were bad enough in life to not deserve to go to heaven immediately, but you weren't so bad that you don't go to hell. It's purgatories where you go to repent for your sins and become worthy to go to heaven. Or whatever.
Yeah. So
Unless
if you was completely
unless-
neutral, you wasn't really a bad person.
unless you think about it in the way of like for instance Dante's Inferno. There wasn't purgatory wasn't for that, because in Dante's Inferno, hell, you repented and you served a sentence of repenting and suffering in hell until you were deemed worthy enough to go to heaven. Purgatory was just simply a place where they couldn't send you to hell, they couldn't send you to heaven, so you had to stay there. So I mean, there's multiple ways to think about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still it's an interesting concept.
You know, I've thought of a problem with the point system.
Okay.
So if, like you said, say murder is -5 points, right? Because that's like an awful thing to do.
Right.
And on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you help save someone's life, that's +5 points.
Right.
So no matter, even if laws still apply to you, and you're a mass murderer,
Mhm.
so you killed 5 people, you're way in the negative. You're just an overall shitbag, right?
Right.
But let's say somehow you end up saving 6 people,
Okay.
7 people. You see what I mean?
Well, by that point,
Like that man obviously does not deserve to go to heaven.
but this is where you have to kind of think as well in that same instance. Did he kill someone and then save someone's life, or did he kill those 5 people and then turn around and actually choose to save 7 people's lives? See, that's another thing you have to think about. Technically,
feel
yes,
like-
you're right.
I feel like there should be certain things like murder that are so bad that no matter what you do, those points don't go away. You can't make up for that.
Yeah, you pretty much just go into, we can call it, we'll just, for full just theoretical reasons, we'll call it -0, right? Like you're such a piece of shit that you can never go positive. You can just be less negative.
So, what would we say? So, like, obviously, murder is one of those. We definitely want to keep that in that category. But, like, what, like a terrorist attack, maybe, even? Like a
I mean,
huge, just
that
blow.
is also murder. I would also say like child molestation.
Yes.
That is
Oh, yeah.
exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
like
then, like
you go -0 and like you can never come back from that. Like you can continue to get negative points against you, but when you do something good and you gain points, the highest you can ever get is -0. Like you're guaranteed going to hell. It's just deciding on what level you want to be at.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another thing. So this kind of goes back into the religious part of it too. So most religions, if you kill yourself, you go to hell.
Yep. Suicide.
So what would suicide be considered?
I
Well,
think suicide would be considered anything.
well. Now, you guys know how I am about religion and all that stuff.
Well, if we're basing it off point system here, if the whole world suddenly changes and it's based off a point system, I don't think. I mean, realistically, I don't think the whole religions thing would quite stay together as well as everyone thinks.
Yeah. I think it also has to do with the reason behind the suicide, because say
Yeah.
the points are above our head like a big neon sign, or we're aware of how many points we have. If someone kills themselves specifically because I have super duper high points, if I were to die at this very second, I'm going straight to heaven. I feel like that wouldn't be.
Well, no. See,
That wouldn't be counted like that because you
I think it
chose
would
to do it
be-
just because you think you're in the good.
I think it needs to be like you should know how many points you have somehow, some way, in some shape or form. You know how many points you have. You just don't tell anybody, except like your like closest friends or like the people that you're like getting married to or like what I mean,
Well,
family.
Cause I can see it that way, or like people who've done really bad things and they kill themselves that way they don't have to go to jail and be punished, versus people who are suffering in life and they see that as the only way to end the suffering. I feel like that's two very different things.
Yeah, so like that's different. I think that would fall into the neutral category because you yourself haven't really done good or bad, but in that situation and in those suicide situations like that, it's not that person's fault, it's usually the situations that they're in.
So I feel like suicide
So that
would
would
just
that
be
would still
neutral.
kind of be neutral, yeah. But if
Okay.
you like did a whole bunch of bad shit and then just killed yourself, like that's you're going to hell.
Yeah. Well,
But then that also brings up a different thing. What about assisted suicides? What about the person that's helping?
ooh.
Well, you should never probably help suicide. Like there has to be a very special,
Well,
specific
I'm
situation.
talking, people that are terminally ill, the elderly that don't want to suffer anymore, stuff like that.
When you have to pull the plug,
Like medically assisted
Well, I mean,
suicides.
not
That's-
to be dark with it. but-
That's different because it's if it's like medically assisted kind of stuff or like
I feel like that would
put me out of my misery kind of
I
stuff,
feel like that would
that's
be
different.
good for the points simply because you are showing somebody a mercy.
Yeah,
You are
that's different. If they're
you're not
like
making
in a
them
hellhole
suffer
or
anymore.
something, right?
Yeah, I think. Damn. Trying to think. What's the best way? So in a situation where, like, if someone, for
Because
instance, is on like life support.
yeah, see, it's different because that's a doctor doing their job. They
Yeah.
can't not do their job.
So at
Well,
that point, they're not really gaining or losing points.
Not just doctors do that though. Like, say I'm in a terrible accident and I am paralyzed from the neck down. I am completely helpless. I will never recover. And I look at, say, Steph, and I say, I
Nah.
cannot live this way. Please help me in this misery.
Yeah.
Bitch, you gonna stay in my closet forever. I ain't pulling the plug on you. What you
Well,
talking about?
but in that situation, that person has to seek out someone that they know would
That's-
do it. Like, for example, Steph wouldn't get a bad point for it because she's not doing something wrong per se. She just doesn't have the heart to do it. You know what I mean? So you just have to. That person has
But
to find someone
You
that can
get
do
what
it.
I mean.
Yeah.
Gosh, why'd you come at me with that?
I don't know. You were the first name that popped in my head. I'm sorry.
Of course I was.
I love you.
There's so many of us in this chat right now, and you chose me.
Honestly, I looked at my screen, and in the Discord, your name is in the very middle of all of our names, so that's the one I went with.
She's like, I'm gonna pick the one in the middle. Oh, it's Steph.
You also have one of the brightest profile pictures.
Yeah,
No, it's the most different out of everybody's.
Yeah.
it's the most noticeable.
It's okay. That's okay. So.
But yeah, that's different because they wouldn't lose or gain a point because in that situation, that's neutral kind of territory.
You're doing someone a favor. It's not a good favor. It's not a bad favor. It's just a favor.
Exactly.
Pretty much. It's completely, you wouldn't lose or gain points. That's just like a normal part of life, right? You wouldn't lose or gain points.
I ain't doing it still.
Got it. So if I turn into a vegetable, don't go to Steph. Caleb?
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
If I turn into a vegetable, end me.
You see, you don't want to ask me these kinds of things.
If you wanted me to do it, I'd make sure it was in style.
Here's the thing. I'm not a good person. I probably would have negative points. I mean, yeah, I would do some good things, but I would still have some negative points on me.
You'd be neutral.
Yeah, I guess you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you would probably fall into that category of perfectly neutral where
I
you
would just keep dying and being reborn. Ugh.
yeah, but you never knew it.
Oh, I hate that. I don't like that. I don't like it. Not at all. Nope. Nope.
Well, that's you.
I hate it. Why am I this way?
You'd be neutral. And see someone that's genuinely nice like Colby or mostly Steph and
Whoa, wait a second here. Now hold on. Whoa.
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 whoa, hold on, we're singing now? What's happening?
Colby, are
Got
you
it
good?
Got all robot-y on us.
Colby, you good? What was that?
Ah, stop it.
You sound
Stop
like a
talking.
robot that's cutting in and out.
I don't know what's going on. Things change.
Yeah, something's changed.
Tyler, she's on the McDonald's Wi-Fi. Why is she on the McDonald's Wi-Fi?
No, she sounds like a really bad auto-tune.
Uh-oh. And then there were 4.
She's
Whoop.
gonna join back. Her app's just being retarded. Anyway,
Wait, is she on her phone or on her computer?
on her phone.
She needs to be on her computer.
Am I okay?
You're
Yeah,
good.
there
Better
you are.
good. Anyway.
But anyway, so people that are genuinely nice would probably have positive points and go to heaven.
No, we're backtracking, going back to you saying mostly Steph.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, hold that thought here, sir. Now,
I do good deeds, okay? I make sure that I feel comfortable with myself.
yet every night she comes home, she's ready to murder me.
Oh, whatever.
Am I wrong?
Dude, the only thing I was ready to murder when I got home tonight was that big ass pot of mac and cheese.
And
Oh, dude, you
tuna.
don't understand,
Don't
Colby.
forget.
I've discovered Colby was making brownies, and I almost danced. I'm not even gonna lie,
Did you do a little river dance?
dude. I almost did. I was close.
I came home to an empty apartment.
Oh,
Aww.
but you got to look forward to talking with us tonight.
Yee.
Oh my.
Like that's a lot of fun.
Y'all are making me painfully aware of how alone I am.
Hey.
Well, Tyler, with that fucking attitude.
Okay.
Oh.
On that note, I think it's
Now,
time.
see, I know I'm a bad person too.
Whoa, Echo.
I know I'm a bad person too. So I know I'm probably going to hell.
No,
So it's
you
okay.
you're negative right now.
With that being said, I think it's time we touch on our next subject of the
Ooh,
evening.
Can I? It's my idea.
Okay.
I'm so excited. All right. Because I told one of my coworkers about this earlier, we started talking about it as well. So now there's more questions about it. Does a squirrel actually take a poop?
Oh,
Now-
Do they poop? Like,
Now,
I have a theory.
okay, I gotta hear.
Everyone's been wrong. It's
So-
not the birds that are the government spies, it's the squirrels.
I'm
Oh
done.
my god.
I'm done.
So hold on. Are we talking about? Are we going realistic here, or are we just going full theoretical?
Let's go full theoretical with this.
I was about to say.
Okay, I was about to say
I have
because
a
they
real
do
answer.
poop. I was like, have you never seen squirrel poop? Have you
Now-
never lived in the woods?
No.
Hold on.
No.
Now hold on. Before we go any further with the theoretical situation, I will give a true answer. It says squirrels leave larger barrel-shaped pellets behind. Like so, rats and squirrels both do poop, and it is dark brown and smooth. But squirrels leave larger barrel-shaped pellets behind, while rats produce small oblong-shaped droppings with tapered ends. Squirrel feces often appear under trees, around bird feeders, and inside crawl spaces in homes or businesses. So that's the true fact. But theoretically, let's get on to her subject.
I don't know. Now Kat's got me thinking, like, are they the real government spies? Because me and my coworker, I'm gonna give a shout out real quick to Alex, because he's the one that me and him started talking about this. So he said, what if they don't have buttholes?
It's all a lie. It's just decorative.
Like, what if it's just straight tail?
No, I mean, okay. So I have seen a squirrel's butthole.
Wait a
So I
second.
can't-
Hold on.
You've gotten
What?
that close to a squirrel?
We're gonna stop this real
I've
quick.
skinned
What?
them. Of course they have buttholes.
No, okay. So
I have literally ate a squirrel. What do you mean?
So, okay, the reason why I know that they have buttholes is because at my dad's house where I grew up, there is a little brick ledge outside my window and a giant ass tree in front of it. So the squirrels used to run along and sit on that brick edge and taunt my cat. So
Oh,
I've
God.
seen a lot of bits of squirrels that I don't want to ever see again. Their nards are absurdly large for their bodies.
Double entendre. This shit's gonna have
Like
nuts.
it's worse. You've seen a male rat, right?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I've
big
seen
those
rats
torpedoes
before. I don't
It's
go
worse
and look
than
at their
that.
junk.
It's worse than that. Steph, if you've seen a male rat,
Think
you
of a pair. Think of a pair of like medium-sized dog balls, just attached on something that small.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And this is where the podcast gets real interesting.
Oh goodness. Whew. Sorry. Oh my goodness, what have we done?
But what if the squirrels are really like part of the government?
I don't know. As
I mean, it explained why they're so stupid and get killed by cars so often.
well,
Ooh,
no,
kamikaze squirrels.
they're just genuinely curious. I think in that situation.
Kamikaze squirrels. I had a squirrel run to the road, and as I was driving by, he stood up.
He's like, Look, we're gonna go right now. Me and you, car. It's just you and me. We're gonna fight.
I am
Since
proud
we're
of
on the
it.
theory of, since we're on the whole animals in the road thing, I have a story.
Oh God.
And
I love
this can't
You
stories.
wait.
don't know fear until you're doing about 45 and you come around a blind corner and there's a moose standing in the road.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
Where were you?
Yeah, where were you that you saw a moose?
Down going towards where my grandma and grandpa live,
Which is
way up northeastern Oklahoma.
We have moose in Oklahoma?
yeah,
Meese.
that's
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
it's
we
just
have
moose.
meese.
It's just moose.
Meese.
It's meese now.
Hold on, I gotta look this up now. What is the plural?
It's just moose, Caleb. It's fucking moose. We're just calling it meese. Get with the program.
Y'all are gonna mess with my head. I'm not even. I just no. Okay. All right. Anyways. But
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 I
you
don't-
come around a blind corner in a little ass car, and you
We
see a fucking moose standing in the road, and it challenges you.
I'm
You
still
shit
backtracking to the fact that we have meese in Oklahoma.
you're gonna do this to annoy me, aren't you?
Yes. Yes, I am.
This isn't a goose geese situation, okay?
It's gooses.
Mooses.
Ah,
Come
okay.
around the corner, and there was just standing there, them some mooses. Didn't know what to do.
Okay. So, anyways, on the topic of squirrel crap.
Watch, this podcast is gonna blow up just for my theory, and I'm gonna create a completely new conspiracy theory.
You're gonna create a religion. What are you talking about?
I'm pretty sure if I googled our squirrels government spies, there's gonna be an article on it.
Hold on, I'm on it right now.
I
Same.
guarantee.
Y'all are gonna get a text message from the FBI saying, "Shut that shit down."
Fight me, let's go.
I need your address.
But no, back to
Oh,
this.
Oh my god. It's like our squirrels government contracts.
Told you. For every
What?
conspiracy theory, Google has an answer.
It's almost as bad as Rule 34.
Oh, and there's apparently spy lizards.
Yeah, according to this, in Iran there are spy lizards and other animals accused of espionage, and this is on National Geographic's website.
I don't know if any of you know this, but for any of you that might not know this, I'm about to blow your mind.
Oh
Oh,
no!
Did you know that Russia uses beluga whales as spies?
Actually, I was aware of this.
I mean, Russia does some crazy
It's
stuff.
Russia.
Now ready for part 2?
Oh no!
The USA uses dolphins as spies,
I mean, I could see it.
and they use them. Their main purpose is to find mines.
I can see it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can. I mean, in Africa, they have rats that do that.
I mean, to give you an idea, and this is common knowledge, dolphins are the only other mammal to exist that has sex for pleasure. So they are very intelligent. So I can see it that they would
Yeah, I mean,
use
do you
them.
know any other animal that makes that noise?
You on occasion.
I do not make it.
Whoa, hold on. Are we still talking about dolphins?
Yeah.
Apparently, I make sounds like a dolphin, and I
We're
didn't
going
even
there?
know it.
Holy shit.
Ooh,
No, you do make some weird noises though, but so do I. I mean,
Do I?
occasionally.
I want to think about this.
I
I
mean,
really don't want to think about this.
no, hold on. Do your peacock.
Dude, no, that's gonna be so loud.
Trust me, no one's gonna care.
My microphone is right here.
Okay,
How
take.
about we take your headset off and go stand over by Caleb because his microphone picks everything up.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that. We don't need to hear it.
I mean, I can.
I want to
sit-
hear it.
I can
You don't
sit-
want to hear my peacock?
I
can
want to
sit
hear
right
that.
here and you
Do
can
it.
hear me,
Do it.
so-
Okay,
Do it now.
so before because I will do it. I will do it if I don't laugh too hard before I do it.
Okay.
So, I'm originally from Omaha, and the zoo up there is so huge, but they don't have a cage for the peacocks. They just let the peacocks roam free. So you could be walking around looking at animals, and a peacock just walk right up to you.
Hey, you gotta let your cock free, man.
But
I'm sorry.
Let that cock pee wherever it wants to.
Anyways,
there was this zoo was so big that there was a train that would go through it. So every time the horn would blow, it would set off all of the peacocks. So you constantly heard peacocks all the damn time.
okay.
That was it.
Okay,
that-
so
That's the end of my story.
come
Oh,
over here.
God. No, I'm not gonna go over there because I'm pretty sure I'll be loud enough over here.
Hold on. Take your headset off. Mute it first. Mute your headset first.
You sure? Because I can just
Yes.
like walk over by the sink.
You're fine. Trust me. This will be much better.
No,
Okay.
that was not the noise. I'm
No,
just
it
saying.
wasn't. So for any of our viewers just now joining, you're about to hear Steph do her peacock. So just a second here. Okay.
Your poor neighbors.
Right now they're very loud outside, so they don't care. All right. Did you guys hear that?
It cut out.
Okay, babe, you're gonna have to come over here and do it. Your mic cut out.
Look at me.
No, I will look at my monitor. I will not look at you. I'm looking at my monitor.
Why is cat
She
typing?
said, "Don't look at me."
Why is cat what?
Why is cat typing?
My screen went to sleep, and so I was waking it up again.
Oh, I was
Okay.
like, did we lose her?
Come over here.
But
Just trust me, this will pick it up much easier. Your mic's gonna cut out.
oh my god.
They gotta hear this. All right, I'm gonna look at my monitor, and we're gonna try this again for our viewers.
I'm
This
so nervous. Can they hear me?
Yes, we can hear her.
They can hear me? Okay. God, that is loud as hell. Stop. I can feel you.
I'm not even looking at you. I'm looking at my screen.
Okay.
That's about as good as it's gonna get because it cut out towards the end, but we got
It's
the
because
idea.
it's so loud it kicks on the.
Yeah, I
It
got
is.
you. I got you. So that is Steph's peacock, ladies and gentlemen.
That was it.
I feel like I'm supposed to clap.
Let's give her a round of applause, guys. Come on.
That's a bunch of fapping.
What was that? What just happened here?
That was my groan of disgust.
Can you do that again?
No, because I'm laughing.
Hiya!
What topic are we supposed to be on?
Squirrels.
Squirrel
and shit.
turds.
Okay.
I don't know how we went from squirrels all the way to peacocks. That
I know,
quick.
but I think it's time for a new topic.
Uh,
Someone come up with some theoretical situation.
All right,
Let's.
coronavirus.
oh lord.
Here we go. This
Oh,
one
no.
is a biggie.
It was created to eradicate all the Karens.
Okay, now hold on.
Actually, I know where you're
This
going with
is-
this.
This is about a cure for the coronavirus.
Oh.
Yes. Okay.
I don't think they're ready.
So, back in the 80s, Ozzy Osbourne bit the head off of a bat
Yeah.
while
I do
performing.
remember that.
Okay. So, he did not get ill or nothing off. Well, then again, he didn't digest it that we know of.
I
But
actually know the story
you
behind that too.
you got bat blood up in your stomach. So the blood of Ozzy Osbourne would therefore cure the coronavirus, but it would also
Excuse
give
me.
you immortality.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Now, the real story, if you guys didn't know this, do you know why he bit the head off that bat?
Didn't like his manager make him do it or something?
No, actually. So Ozzy was in a board meeting with the record label, and there was something going on. So to really freak him out, he actually brought in a dove and bit the head off of it. He was supposed to release it, but in order to instead to freak out the label, he bit the head off of it. Now this got the word spread out. So he was doing a live concert, and people, were going crazy. Someone threw a bat onto the stage, and he thought it was rubber, just fake, whatever. So as a joke, he picked the bat up and bit into the head. He didn't know it was a live bat until he bit down,
Hmm.
and that's when he felt the blood. But instead of freaking out, doing all that, he went with it because, I mean, it's Ozzy. He's got to keep a front.
I mean, hell, he snorted a line of a line of ants off of a poolside area.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, he was nuts back in the day. But then again, all the drugs that he was on also like just made him
Nuts.
almost insane.
Yep.
And
mean-
now he has no brain.
Oh no, he's got a
Well, he
brain.
does.
It's just
He's just gone to mush.
Well, Parkinson. Oh my God. Okay. Somebody remembered the word Parkinson's for later on. I got another one. I got
Oh
another
no.
topic.
Oh no.
But no, the Parkinson's has just gotten to him to where he can't talk and he can't move all that well and all that shit.
Well,
Oh, I
no,
didn't
no, no.
realize he
The
had
drug.
Parkinson's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he just came out with that. He's got Parkinson's, but no, the
Oh,
drugs
shit.
are what messed up his vocals. But that's besides the point. So, what about this Parkinson's that you wanted to remember? What is it now?
No, that's another topic that we can talk about.
Okay. Well, I think. Well, let's factor in this. So the blood of Ozzy would be the cure for the coronavirus. What are you guys' what are your takes on it?
You?
I want to know who came up with that theory.
She did.
I just came up with it on the spot. We started talking about podcasts a couple months ago during quarantine, during the shutdown, and I just had a lot of time to think.
Yep. So what do you think, Colby?
I don't believe that.
Tyler?
If that was the case,
Okay.
why hasn't the government thought of that?
They might have.
Because.
Well, I
because-
mean,
Go
this-
ahead, Kat.
Ozzy can't be the only person that's eaten a bat.
Well, no.
No.
No, obviously not. But I think in the same sense,
I'm
before
pretty sure there is a religion that eats like bats like normally, like that's their normal thing.
Oh yeah.
it's possible, yeah.
Religion for everything.
But this was also a raw bat, quote unquote, what the news says. That started the whole COVID-19.
Coronavirus.
Well, that's
And
what
people
I
have been
mean.
using like bat shit to make things for a long time.
Oh,
Guano.
yeah. I mean, mascara is made from bat shit.
And I'm pretty sure you just made it where Kat and Colby both will never use mascara again.
No,
Oh no, I'm fully aware of it.
fully aware.
Okay, then never mind. Guano. What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say, babe?
Chicago.
Chicago. Anyways, what were you gonna say? Because you were on the topic of wouldn't the governments have figured that out? You were gonna say something.
Well, I'm pretty sure, like, okay, so hypothetically, maybe the government has thought about it, but it's Ozzy.
Yeah.
Ozzy's kind of like, at this point, he's like a historical monument. Not even
Pretty
a,
much.
not even a pup. Yeah, he's like Betty White. He's up there with Betty White.
And Keith Richards,
I don't know who that is.
Rolling
Rolling
Stones.
Stones.
Oh, okay. Yes, I do know who that is.
He's a guitarist for the Rolling Stones. Look him
Yeah.
up. He's been alive forever.
Oh yeah.
But
But he's historical. I mean, he has been around for so long with his talents, just getting it. Why would the government want to, like, okay, so we're gonna kill you and drain you of all your blood. That way we can cure this COVID-19.
I mean, they wouldn't kill him.
They
'cause-
wouldn't need all of his blood. They would literally only need like whatever they take from you when you go to the doctor, like just a couple of those little vials full.
But in the same sense, think about it this way, and this is going into conspiracy theory before anybody freaks out on me and before the government gets a hold of this, like, oh, we need to shut him down. Blah, 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 blah. But realistically, this is my thought process. And like I said, it's a conspiracy theory. I'm probably wrong, probably not. But think about it this way. If you're making money off of something, why would you change it?
True.
So let's say
Or using it as an election campaign.
you there's an illness out there, right? And you have both a treatment, long-term dose, long-term process of treatment, or a quick cure. What's going to make you more money?
Treatment.
The treatment. So why would you give a cure when instead you can treat it, make money on these treatments, and continuously make money in? Whereas if you just give a cure, it's a one-time, it's done, go on. After so long, it's just going to be pointless to even, try to do it anymore, so then you have to come up with something else. Now, like I said, conspiracy theory here, but in my opinion, the coronavirus, there's a cure, but instead of doing a cure, let's just treat it and make money off of it. But that's just me. What do I know?
I mean, it's not that far off. I mean, look at how much Big Pharma charges for medications, like insulin.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, there's a lot of things out there that could be cured. Instead, they just treat it.
Or
But-
they make the treatments stupid expensive.
Yep.
Yep. But I mean, we're just people
Yeah,
behind
that's
a
true.
we're just people behind a microphone and a computer talking our minds out. Yes?
Yes.
Uh,
Okay. That way nobody's like, "Oh, we got to notify the government." No, calm down. We're just talking our minds. This is a podcast. We're here to just talk whatever and have a good time, and to all of our viewers who are watching, we enjoy you guys' presence, and we hope you guys enjoy the content that we provide to you.
How many people are watching right now?
Right now we have one viewer. I don't know if any of you. Is it you?
it is.
See. Why are
R.I.P.
you
to the dead homie.
like why are you viewing it?
That way I can keep track of who comments.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've got the comment section right in front of me,
Yeah.
but good, so that way in case I miss something, you could tell me. But it's one of those things you just kind of never know. But I've tried to see if I can get some other people to join in on this chaos that we're creating of a podcast, and so far nobody's really interested. But that's okay. We're having fun, yes?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, we could tell a few
Sorry,
of us
just took
are.
a huge rip off my vape.
Me too.
Impeccable timing, Your Majesty. Making my lungs hurt.
Do what now?
Okay. Didn't know it was like that.
He did what in his cup? So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Anybody else got any good topics they would like to discuss in this? Uh-oh.
Boy, do I.
Oh lord.
This one, okay, so I know I'll probably get. I know I probably won't get really any feedback from Kat because I doubt she has seen the movies.
I mean, you'll get feedback. It's just whether it's accurate or not.
All right, so
You know I got opinions on everything.
I don't know about this. Okay. So, Michael J. Fox. He's got Parkinson's. Okay? He's got the shakes. Real bad. Real bad.
Got
Now,
that.
does he really have Parkinson's, or is he feeling effects of all the time traveling he did in Back to the Future?
Hmm.
You know you're ridiculous, right?
Hey, these are the things that pop in my head at 3 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep.
So that is a good question. What do you
Is it
guys think?
Parkinson's or is it time travel?
Obviously, it's Parkinson's, but whatever.
Well, I mean,
What if Back to the Future was based on true events, but they were just hiding time travel from us?
I feel
And
like that wouldn't be a side effect of time travel. I don't know what would be, but I don't think that would be it.
well, hey, I mean, you don't know because you're time traveling and you don't know like what it's like going from one time period to another. So you don't know how it's messing with your body when you're traveling to a different time.
it's an interesting thought.
Okay, so
Oh, here we go.
here's my 2 bits.
Your 2 bits.
I don't believe
Dude,
time
I
travel
don't.
is necessarily real, but I believe I could more believe
I'll be right back.
that a form of infinite number of universes exist, right?
All right, Rick and Morty, here we go.
Oh
No,
god.
no, no. Like I could see that being real because we don't know what's out there. We can't go that far.
That we know of.
So, what's the chances that somewhere else that there is another Earth, if you will? Not necessarily called Earth, but like a what's it
We're
called?
going into the multiverse, aren't we?
If you will.
Or a paradox. Caleb
Yeah.
loves paradox.
So, and what are the chances? And this is completely theoretical. So, what are the chances that in somewhere, every once in a while, there is a form of, I guess portal would be the only word,
Too late.
Wormhole.
that goes
Oh boy. I don't like paradoxes.
to another Earth. And that people from other Earths might be in a different point in their evolution than we are.
So,
That brings up doppelgangers.
Yep,
doppelgangers, that brings up the Mandela effect, the Bermuda Triangle.
exactly.
Don't get me
So
started.
do you see
So
why that
much.
is more believable than time travel?
But, I mean, there's always that what if.
Because you can't undo things that have already been done. Like, that is literally impossible. So you can't time travel.
Okay,
Time
so
is just a human construct anyway. It was invented.
True.
technically he's right. So, okay, hang on a second. Let me. Okay. So, like you said, time is a human construct. It's almost like a state of mind for people. Granted, yes, we all age over time itself as we consider it, but in the same sense, it's a matter of. Uh, See, I had a whole thought process in my mind's drawing a blank.
And I think that's the reason that Rick and Morty is so close to home. That's why a lot of people like it.
Well, yeah, it gives everyone that's, because, I mean, I'm not trying to, like, Oh God, what's the word?
Because
I'm
like
looking-
even in Rick and Morty, like they show time travel does happen, but it's like a big no-no, right? You're not supposed to do it, or the big time travel dudes come find you and we'll just say
Right.
fix you.
So, time travel, construct of time. Goodness.
So I could believe there being more than one Earth and more than one universe or galaxy or all that stuff, more than I could believe time travel actually exists.
Well, that's technically true and false. So, let's think about time travel in its in of itself. So, time travel as we know it is the ability to either go forwards or backwards in time. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if in fact someone were to go back in time, let's for instance, let's think about Back to the Future. Let's touch on that subject real quick. So, in the first Back to the Future, if I'm remembering correctly, Marty McFly went back in time, but he affected the timeline, almost causing himself not to exist. Yes?
Yeah.
The butterfly
That's the
effect.
common idea with time travel.
So they're in fact creating what is known as the butterfly effect. There have been a lot of statements, movies, paradoxes, etc., involving this, and that's one thing why I hate paradoxes. Um, to our viewers who have no idea what a paradox is, and I'm very sorry if you don't know, to clarify a paradox, let's say for instance you were to go back in time and kill your grandmother. Therefore, your grandmother could not have given birth to one of your parents, therefore, you would not have been born. You haven't been born, you can't go back in time to kill your grandma. Therefore, your grandma doesn't die, your parents are born, you're born, you go back in time and kill your grandma. It's a never ending cycle, it doesn't stop. That's why I don't like paradoxes. Because it's in a continuous loop that never ends, and it bugs me. But taking away from a paradox, let's say if, for instance, there wasn't a paradox, but you were to go back in time and change something, that changes the entire future. One small thing can change the entire future to the point that, let's say, you go back in time and stop a world leader from creating chaos. Well, the chaos that they created may have caused something to happen that would have forced you to be born into a family that you were born into. So instead, let's say you were still born, but now you're in a different family, you have a different mindset. Why would you go back in time? So therefore, you're technically creating a paradox, but let's say that you've created an alternate timeline that so the original timeline still exists. So you were still able to go back in time. But this alternate timeline, it's a whole other world. Therefore, if someone were in fact to create a time traveling, we technically wouldn't know. If you were to go on to the concept of whenever someone goes back in time, they create an alternate timeline. Therefore, our timeline still exists. Our plane is still here. But that time travel having happened exists on another plane, another universe, if you will.
My brain hurts.
It's a lot to think about, isn't it?
Like, I'm following you, but goddamn, does my brain hurt.
That's
Please
the
don't
thing.
break me.
Huh?
Please don't break me.
I'm not trying to break you. I'm just simply pointing out the possibilities of everything that could potentially happen. So realistically, we may already have the ability to time travel. We just haven't touched that fact. That's the thing. You see what I mean?
Bruh.
Ow.
It's a lot to take in, and that's why like think about. So you feel how your head hurts right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine getting lost thinking about a paradox.
Don't get me started on that, because I will.
But you understand my mindset now.
I mean, I understood it before.
So
I
now
just don't like it.
exactly, that's the thing. Like we watched the TV show The Flash.
So do I. So that's how I'm following you.
Yep.
You're getting in like some Flashpoint type shit.
Mm-hmm.
That show fucked with my head so bad.
I'm telling you.
So yeah, that's kind of my mentality is trying to wrap around it. That's why I like time travel and everything. I can go on and on. I can go on the whole concept of time, but
I mean, isn't in theory time, like you said, just a construct of our minds? So technically, everything that has happened, past, present, and future, is going on right now.
yep. Oh,
And this is just where we are within it.
yep.
Yep.
Oh, that was hot. Sorry.
Can I switch to somewhere else in it?
Well,
I
see,
wish.
here's another thing to think about. Time. So everybody's like, man, if I can go back in time, I would change this. People ask me, I've been asked a couple times, if you can go back in time and change something, would you?
No.
No, I wouldn't. Granted, I've had to think about that. I really have. Because with what's happened to me. Hang on a second. So with what's happened to me, yes, to an extent, I would love to change certain things, but would I? No. Granted, if I were given a chance to go back and see my mom, yes, I would. And I know this. Don't take this wrong. Anybody watching or anybody who knows me, do not take this wrong. I would love to go back and see my mom, but would I change what happened? No.
Dude, that's deep as shit.
And the reason being is because what happened changed me. It changed everything. It brought things to light that was completely unbeknownst to myself and my family. And rest in peace, my mom. I loved my mom. Anybody who knows me knows I loved my mom. And I would give anything to talk to her one more time. And like I said, nobody take me wrong on anything I'm saying here. I don't want anybody to see me as, oh, well, he's a terrible person for this and this. No. It's not that. Everything happens in your life for a reason.
Whether it's a good or bad reason.
Exactly. It's still there.
Well, not just that, but even if you could change it, you don't necessarily know that's for the better.
Exactly. So,
Like,
You want to know what I'd change?
what?
If I could go back in time, the one thing I would change, and this is completely honest, the one thing I would change is, have you ever been in an argument with someone? We'll say in, good old high school. You ever
Yup.
been in an argument with someone and you wished that after that argument, when you was walking away and you thought of a really good comeback, that you could go back and say that
Bro.
comeback?
Bro, me every day.
I would go back in time to some of the better arguments that I've had
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that somehow my original self ended up with those really good comebacks.
But think about this.
Just ruin that person's career kind of comebacks.
Let's take that into account here. Let's
And then
think
I'd
about
leave
that.
and I would never change anything else.
Let's think about that for a second here. So, assuming that was the case, that's all fine and good, but in the same sense, what if you were to go and do that, but let's say that person that you originally had that argument with turned out to be a really good friend to you, but you said those words. You thought of those words later on, but then you went back and said those words. Would they still be your friend?
let's take it on a bigger scale. So
Oh boy, here we go.
don't want to offend anybody, but first one that comes to my mind is 9/11.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So what happened is terrible, and
Obviously.
rest in peace the poor souls that were lost during that.
Exactly.
But if the plane hadn't crashed into those buildings, we wouldn't have the security that we have now to prevent that from happening again. Think about all the other 9/11s that could have happened around the world if we didn't come up with that security.
Valid point. That is actually a very good point.
And all of the technological advances we have made to prevent something like that from happening again.
I have no argument there. I really don't. Damn. uh, what do you guys think?
How far advanced do you think we could be if we went back? We'll just say we'll take the good parts of 2020, any kind of technological advancements that we made, right?
Right.
And we'll just take the previous like 5 years, right? Like 2015 to 2020. Those were all pretty good years in technological advancements.
Mm-hmm.
And we just kind of took that whole 5 years and went, okay, and just moved it back.
To win.
So 2010.
So take 5 years and go back 10 years.
Give ourselves a 10-year head start, or a 5-year head start. My bad.
Honestly, I don't think we'd make much progress.
Or, I mean, look at Pride. Do you guys know how the Pride for the LGBTQ plus community started?
Hmm.
Pride was originally a riot.
Really?
Yes.
When?
If I remember correctly, the riot was started by, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong on this, I believe it was started by a transgender black person.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say you're right.
Let's see.
She
Hang
is.
on. Oh, are you already looking it up?
No,
that-
I literally just read something about this the other day.
I don't remember her name, but if she hadn't started that riot, think of all the people in the gay community that wouldn't have the rights that they have now.
That is true, but see, I'm taking the last 5 years. So it's what would it be? What's the words? Socially acceptable? Is that what it would be?
Okay, hang
Yeah.
on. So I've actually pulled up.
And you're taking it back. So people know it happened. We just have 2020 technology back in 2010. As you remember 2010, our technology wasn't that great.
I mean, take it back 10 more years, 2000.
Yeah.
Okay, so according to this,
We barely even had good MP3 players. Like, what the fuck?
the Pride movement actually started in 1969 with the Stonewall Uprising. So, reading this here, in 1969, the Stonewall Inn was one of the most popular gay bars in New York City. Throughout the state, it was illegal to serve alcohol to a gay person until 1966, and in 1969, homosexuality was still considered a criminal offense. This led many gay establishments to operate sans liquor license, providing an open door for raids and police brutality. The Stonewall Inn was owned by the mafia, and as long as they continued to make a profit, they cared very little about what happened to their clientele. The police raids on gay bars and spaces was not isolated to the East and West Coast, but was a phenomenon happening across the U.S. during this time. Let's see here. So, reading more into it, June 28th, 1969, the full moon rises over Stonewall. This is an article on the Library of Congress's website. It says, during the early morning hours around 1:15 to 1:28 a.m. on June 28th, plainclothes officers from the New York Police Department arrived at the Stonewall Inn. The police justified the raid with a search warrant, authorizing them to investigate the illegal sale of alcohol at Stonewall. Led by Deputy Inspector Seymour Pine, the police entered the establishment and began to interrogate the patrons. The raid was routine for a bar like Stonewall, but this time events did not unfold according to the inspector's plans. There's a quote here that says the turning point came when the police had difficulty keeping a dyke in a patrol car. 3 times she slid out and tried to walk away. The last time a cop bodily heaved her in. The crowd shrieked police brutality and pigs. A few coins sailed through the air, escalated to nickels and quarters, a bottle, another bottle. Pine says, let's get inside, lock ourselves inside, it's safer. According to this, while locked inside, the interrogation of patrons and employees continued. Those who had identification were slowly released into the gathering crowd outside, while others were kept inside the bar in preparation for their arrest. The employees and those that were cross-dressing, in quotes, were the most visible lawbreakers and therefore the most vulnerable to arrest. Inspector Pine ordered all cross-dressers detained, and while a few were able to escape in a commotion, several were arrested. The resistance raged on through the night, with most of the crowds dispersing by 4 a.m. The uprising was far from over. Word of the Stonewall raid spread quickly throughout the city. By that evening of the 28th, thousands of protesters had gathered at Stonewall and in the surrounding area. The protests continued into the next week, with another outbreak of intense fighting occurring that following Wednesday. So, according to this, because of that, Gay Pride Week is now June 22nd through the 28th, according to this. So, the first Pride March was held on June 28th, 1970, on the 1-year anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising. Primary sources provide detailed information. Detailed information about how this first Pride March was planned and the reasons why activists felt so strongly that it should exist. Damn.
Rick.
You know what? Listen, I'm sorry. I had to burp. It came out. Deal with it. So, I mean, yeah. I don't know what else to say on that.
You know what, everybody, let's talk about that. This is a podcast, right?
Yeah, it's a podcast.
So, and I don't mean to genuinely offend anyone. I really don't. I'm just speaking my mind. If, you know how everybody has a problem, like, there are people that are racist. There are people that are genuinely racist. There are people that are, like, genuinely sexist and genuinely feminist and genuine, like, all these people have, like, their things, right?
Yeah.
My question is, does it really affect you?
Honestly, that's a good point. You know, these people who
Like, does it genuinely just put a big old 90-degree bend in your life?
It depends on how severe it is and how extreme they take it.
Yeah, and you see, that's my point. So, like, if everyone would just stop caring about what everybody else thinks, world would probably be a better place. Like, when I was growing up, where I'm from, because we're from the middle of nowhere, a lot of people that were either, we'll just say, like, gay or lesbian, were frowned upon, if you will. Because I come from, a little bitty tiny town in redneck country.
I
Super
grew up
tiny.
in Catholic school.
So, but the way I've always seen it is, I don't really care.
So
Like,
I can
you're gay, that's cool. Doesn't really bother me. If you're a good, if you're an absolute asshole, obviously I'm gonna have a problem with you. But if you're just a normal person, but cool, you suck dick, I don't care.
see, I can counter that because I did grow up in a very homophobic situation going to Catholic school. I knew I liked girls before I knew I liked boys.
Okay.
And growing up in a extremely religious, strict Bible thumping place, I thought there was something severely wrong with me.
See, that's
I was bullied severely for this.
See, and I get that. That's like as you're a kid, but as you're an adult now, like, if like it doesn't bother me, it shouldn't bother anybody else. What's it matter?
Yeah.
So
As a kindergartner, I shouldn't be told that I am going to hell because of who
Yeah, see that's my point. Like that person was in the wrong. What does it matter? Who are you genuinely hurting here? Literally no one.
that's the problem with the mentality of 90% of people nowadays. And no one take offense
And
to
don't even
this.
get me started on snowflakes and people who get offended easily.
Oh my. So, and not exactly 90% of people, but a vast majority of people nowadays have this mentality that they were raised on, that this is the right way. I mean, if we really wanted to get into it, think about it this way: the racists out there, they think their mentality is, "You're not like me, so I don't like you." Now, where does that get you? Nowhere. It really doesn't. It doesn't help
Exactly,
you.
literally nowhere.
Because the truth about it is, the only reason that it bothers you is because you want it to bother you. These people out here who get offended by, oh, he's gay, or she's a lesbian, or she's a transgender, yada, yada, yada. Are they literally forcing their beliefs on you? Are they telling you you have to be this way? No, they're not. And it has absolutely nothing to do with you. If you don't like it, good for you. Don't even acknowledge it. Ignore it.
If you
It
don't like it, don't look at it.
exactly.
That's exactly right. My grandma used to tell me all the time, if you see something you don't like, just don't look at it. It's simple.
Don't have something nice to say, don't say anything.
It's exactly what I was going to say. That is the number one rule you were taught, or you should be taught as a child, is if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
But that's a lot of things. That that's some of the things that parents aren't teaching their children nowadays.
Yeah, and that's the sad part. Is like, for
And don't
instance,
get me wrong, there are times where there are situations where if some, we'll say bad words, if you will, that has to be used.
well, then in those cases, I mean, but
I
let's.
understand that to a certain extent, but at the same time, like with the gay and the Black Lives Matter thing, the ignoring it doesn't work because people are still going to be dying for being different.
Exactly.
And I mean like the whole world, not just those people in particular. I mean like
I'm just choosing what is closest to home for us personally.
yeah, but I'm just saying if people all around the world like people who say being gay is bad and like punish children and like make them think that they're doing shit wrong or the whole world is just not acceptable, right?
Well, what's
Like
even. Sorry.
why should they think that?
Well,
Why
here's the
do
worst
they
part.
think that?
Here's the worst part. There are kids out there who belong to these communities that are scared to say something because the mentality of the world is, this is bad. You can't do this.
Yep.
And they're scared to tell their parents, even though their parents may be accepting and be, okay with it. And it's sad because some of these kids are hiding it for so long that it affects them mentally. And it's just not okay.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, I get that because
Story of my life.
I'm technically not out to my parents. Now, my parents know without me having to tell them. Several years ago, my mom thought I was dating my best friend while I was in a relationship with Dylan.
wow.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a little humorous.
Kind
Just
of.
because of how close of a friendship her and I have. But growing up in the situation that I grew up in, I actually had a teacher threaten to out me to my family and threaten to have them send me to conversion camp.
Yeah, see, like that kind of shit shouldn't happen.
Personally, to me, if that's your mentality, if you believe that this is a bad thing and you should never do this, and you need to teach your kids that this is not okay, you
See,
need to
but
have a head check.
that's literally what it comes down to is the parents, because as every generation grows up, every kid is taught differently. So the parents of the kids that are telling them that that's wrong have parents that told them that was wrong as they was growing up.
Yep.
Something that one of my government teachers in high school taught me that really, really stuck with me is that my rights start and end at the tip of my nose, and your rights start at the tip of yours. So
Yeah.
as long as I am not hurting your rights as a human being, then leave me alone.
Right? That's exactly right.
It's sad. Oh my.
I mean, I still experience a lot of hate and homophobia because I'm also in a polyamorous relationship. And
See, and
living in
I don't understand why people get mad about that because it. Are you bothering? Like, for example, that bothers none of us at
No.
all.
No.
No, we
So
still
why
talk
does
to
it
you.
bother anybody else? It shouldn't matter. You're not hurting anyone.
Well,
You're not fucking out murdering people. What the fuck? It doesn't matter.
one thing I could say on that fact, and don't take it as I'm defending anyone, because I am not by any means defending anyone of that nature. But some people in that mentality, the reason they may think that way is because, uh, for lack of a better term, Bible thumpers. We'll go that route.
I mean, yeah, we live in Oklahoma, we have to deal with it.
We're in a Bible belt.
Yeah, yeah.
So these people are taught by the Bible that man should only lay with woman should only lay with man, and one person, right? But
So
if these people are really under this mentality, the Bible, if you think about it, there are other religions. For instance, in the Middle East, it's common for a man to have many wives, but not for a woman to be married to many men or other women. So religion plays a huge factor in this scenario
Yeah, that's
because
true.
religion teaches you you should only be this way. If you're not this way, you are not right and you need to have your head checked.
well,
You
getting
need to
into the
change.
Bible stuff, I believe it's the First Testament. I believe it's Abraham and Rebecca. They in that story, I believe her name was Rebecca. She couldn't get pregnant. So Abraham actually ends up having a child with another woman. I believe her name was Sarah. I might have the names flipped, I don't know. So there are counts in the Bible of people basically being polyamorous. And then also going to the man that and woman they can only lie together. That's actually a misinterpretation.
But that's what you hear 90% of the time.
So that was actually retranslated to suit other people's needs. The original word is actually for pedophilia. It's talking about man should not lie with child.
Yep. And what's sad is the
And that's
Bible.
a pretty recent thing, too, of people changing the translation.
The Bible, as it currently stands, a lot of people don't know this, is actually not the original word. It's not. And people will fight you on it. But the truth is, the Bible was written in a language that no one truly can understand or translate. But over time, it's been retranslated to fit the needs, as you said, to fit the needs of the current status quo, if you will.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part, because I guarantee you, with everything having gone on now, um, it's just ridiculous. You know?
The way I see it, we live in America and our people are free to do whatever the fuck they want because they have the same amount of rights as you do, so fuck off.
It's sad. Oh, I got a comment here. Let's take a look at what we got.
And that can go that can go to everything.
Yeah. Let's see here.
It's like that whole thing's just like the whole people who are separated on what is it, gun control?
Yeah.
Like this, it's America. We are free. It was
America.
signed. It's literally on the paper. You can do whatever you want as long as it's fucking legal. As long as hurting anybody. If you want to own 1,000,000 guns, go own 1,000,000 guns. If you don't want to own one, don't own one. It's very simple. Control.
Yeah. Let's see here. Do-do-do-do-do.
And that does go for the people that like know how to use guns and people that use them for the wrong thing or don't know how to use them. But the people that don't know can become educated very easily.
Yep. There's just so many things about it that's just weird, you know? I know I'm typing. Sorry. I'm responding to people who are commenting on the post regarding this live stream in an attempt to get more traction, get more people to interact with us.
Woo.
Woo!
What happened?
Wow. I just came across a post, so get this. It's a picture of Jeffrey Epstein, right? And I'm not kidding. The quote literally says, "What a nice day. I hope this photo doesn't get fact-checked. That would be a shame." Guess what? It literally has false information checked by independent fact-checkers. Like, there's no link, no article, or anything. But because that photo was posted, they instantly fact-checked it, and below it is, related article, false. There's no evidence that the Clintons were involved in Jeffrey Epstein's death. Tell me that's not hilarious.
That's pretty good.
It's hilarious. But yeah. So. My oh my. Huh. Where are we? Wow, guys. We've been on for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Look at that. We've come up with almost 2 hours worth of content.
Nice.
Jesus.
Hey. It's a podcast. There's no time limit. There's no restrictions other than if somebody comes up and says, "You can't do that." Then we can have a debate as to whether or not we can or can't do that. Know what I mean?
Jelly bean?
Nice. Got a follow. Thank you for that, Carl, for the follow, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Let's see. So right now, as it stands, just kind of in the middle of this podcast here, right now we've got a goal of 200 followers for the page. We're sitting at 149, guys. We're 74% of the way there.
Hey.
What?
So goal prompt was sent to our viewers. Guys, if I don't know who's currently viewing live. I see we have 2 viewers. Babe, are you one of them?
Nope.
Okay. Are any of you guys one of them?
Nope.
I am not.
Nope.
Okay. So to our 2 viewers, thank you for joining us this evening. Sorry, Taco. My bad, sir. Not Carl. Taco. My bad. To our viewers, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for helping us get so far with the follower goal. Please feel free to share the page. Always, we welcome if we're doing a podcast with the Outcasts here, or if we're doing a live game. We welcome you guys to comment, interact with us, because to us, for you guys to say something, that's good, right, guys?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Question.
Sure.
Answer.
Is there going to be a theme to the type of podcasts that you do?
No, that's why it's called the Outcast Podcast.
Okay.
There's literally, so when it comes to themes, it's not so much that we're going to have a theme for them. It's just we're just here to talk about different topics that we think of.
Yeah.
That's the whole concept.
I have an idea for the next theme or for the next podcast we do.
Well, hold on to that. So we don't want to
Okay.
spoil it for our viewers. If you
Okay.
want, message it to me directly, and I'll hold on to that for our next podcast. And what I think we can try to do going forward is maybe once a week do a podcast.
Yeah. This was fun.
So, but yeah, I mean, oh, and Taco, I'm sorry, Facebook won't let you have your name. Facebook does tend to fight sometimes. But yeah, we enjoy you guys, the viewers, interacting with us. It lets us know that people are actually watching. They're not just, oh, quick view and go away. Because that's social media nowadays. You know, you scroll through, you look over something, you like it, you haha react or angry react or whatever. And that ties into what we were just talking about. You know, how people get offended by simple things. It's not something that you shouldn't have to worry about that.
Okay, I messaged you and Steph on Facebook about my idea.
I got it. Yeah. Okay. I will look at that in a minute. Um, but these people get so offended by things here lately, and they literally don't even pay attention to half of what they're looking at. They just scroll past. Say, okay, I don't like that.
I
Good
mean,
for
and
you.
this is just us lightheartedly talking about this. We're not taking it super seriously.
Well, Tyler, on the other hand,
Well, that's Tyler.
What?
What?
I knew you weren't paying attention. That's why I said that.
Listen, I don't know what you said, but if we need to fight, you're gonna have to wait till tomorrow.
Okay. But I get to turn on the Rainbow Barf PC.
Okay.
I say that like I'm not going to be there before him.
Yeah. Why would I disagree? That doesn't make any sense.
No, but yeah, to our viewers, thank you guys so much. Really, it means a lot to us. And I know this is set up under my name, but it's really for all of us to really share the shenanigans that we get into, the craziness that we do with our online gaming, with just our fun that we have. And I am planning to, branch out from just Facebook gaming to, other things such as YouTube. I've got a YouTube account that I'm getting set up, getting everything going on with it so we can actually get further the craziness. Sorry, hang on. I'm in the process of adjusting a few things here. There we go. I'm doing multiple things at once, so my mind is getting kind of sidetracked. It's getting it's about that time. But it allows us to show everyone the stuff we do because to me, I mean, for instance, Tyler and I, we watch a lot of YouTubers. We watch people playing games and stuff. We deal with people on a daily basis in this situation. And it's interesting to watch. I mean, it really is to see these people do these things. And I think that's what kind of pushed me to want to do it. To see. And it's not so much that I'm trying to make something of it. I want people to enjoy what we do. I want people to get that push.
Yeah, making people laugh.
To make people laugh.
If you can make someone laugh and make them smile, you've made their day better.
But not only that, but to show people we're everyday people. We work jobs, we have families, we have lives. But
I don't know about the life part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I'm over here living in an apartment.
We live in an apartment. We all live in apartments, okay? It happens.
Working at a not that good a paying job.
Hey, at least we make money.
Bro.
We make money, but the fact of the matter is we're everyday people. But we've made time to do this kind of stuff. And we do it for the viewers. We want them to see this and we want them to realize.
It's because we're broke and can't go out all the time.
Well, that's besides
Pretty much, right?
All right,
Plus,
okay.
it's escape from
Like
reality.
I can't afford to go eat Red Lobster every day, so I'll just do this instead.
Get this. We can't afford to go out everywhere, but we have these nice systems, right?
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
But no, I feel like this is a way to show people that everyday you don't have to be fancy or rich or none of that to do this kind of stuff. You can just do it. Have fun. It's
All right, Dr. Phil.
Fight me. You want to get butt naked and wrestle? What's up?
No, I'm out. On
Only
that.
in a mud pit.
I'm good.
I was only talking to Steph, guys. I'm sorry. I should have elaborated.
Damn, I was already changed.
You know what that made me think of?
I really
Ba-
hope it's not me.
No, babe. You remember when Jay said he wanted to fight me butt naked for
Oh yeah.
the porch talk?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So a couple of years ago, I was in Lights Out on Sheridan, one of the last bands I was a drummer for, and we were at the We Are Tulsa Music Awards. We were nominated for an award, and at the time, there was a podcast going on called Porch Talk with Chris and Laura. Which Chris and Laura, if you watch this, we love you guys. We miss you.
Oh, I love your face.
um, but there's
So,
shut up. There's a punk band out there they're really good. The Normandies, and I think we've talked to you guys about them. Definitely check them out. Um, the front man of them, Jay, and I were talking, and Chris and Laura showed up, and all of us got to talking. And Jay was like, "I want to do an episode of the podcast with Lights Out on Sheridan," but he wanted him and I to each get naked and fight. I said, I can't do that. I can't get naked, not in front of people.
Think
I mean,
about
would you
that,
be
yeah.
getting paid?
No.
Okay, then no, I'm out.
I told him I'll do it, but I have to be wearing boxers. He said okay. It never happened. I'm kind of sad. It didn't happen. It would have been funny, comedy, content, whatever. It would have been funny. It really would have, but it just didn't happen. But that's okay.
Because you didn't have abs.
Actually, at the time, I think it was actually in decent shape. Right, babe? Was I? Yeah, I was. It wasn't until I quit drumming that I started to lose my, how you say, girlish figure.
Yeah, right? You gotta keep this gut somehow.
Right? That's a six-pack right there. Six.
Right? Why have a six-pack when you have the whole keg?
Hey, that's a six-pack of PBR right there, bud. Followed by a couple shots of Jameson.
It's just nice and protected.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say that, but gravity hates fat people.
Stop reminding me.
Why do you think I'm so damn clumsy?
Right? That's
What's my
me,
excuse?
literally.
Do what?
What's my excuse? I'm a stick, and I'm clumsy as hell.
You're just clumsy.
Yeah,
Accident prone? What do you mean?
I think that about sums it up. Is you're just clumsy.
Thanks.
Well, it's not a bad thing.
No, the worst things is like, if you're short as you're going up, if you're shorter, and like if you grow up really fast like I did, and you get tall out of nowhere, it like fucks up your whole center balance and everything. You become like the clumsiest person ever.
No, I've always been this way.
I was born this way.
I was
I
about to
just
say.
don't know how to walk, apparently.
It happens to the best of us. No. It still cracks me up that Steph didn't believe me when I told her that I weighed 200 pounds. Because for a long time I weighed 150. Couldn't gain weight. I finally gained weight, and she didn't believe me, so we got a scale. And it was actually at the shop, remember, babe?
Mm-hmm.
And it said I weighed 211 pounds. But
Lightweight.
shut up. But no, she's like, well, you are wearing this. And I'm like, my clothes and my boots equal maybe 11, 12 pounds at most. So I'm still about 200 pounds. I don't know. I'm weird about that kind of stuff, though.
Are you still streaming?
Yeah, I am. We're
Oh.
still
You're
alive.
lightweight. I'm over here 240 something pounds.
Well, you're also a little taller than me, sir.
Not by much.
Probably all that damn hair that you won't cut off.
Fuck you, my hair is soft as hell.
It can be soft, but you still have a lot of hair.
Doesn't matter. As long as it's soft.
That you're full of shit. That's probably why I eat so much. But if you stop being full of shit,
You know what?
What?
Fuck you.
It's all in good fun. Calm down. He's like, nah, forget that, man. We're fighting. It's happening.
We gotta fight. That's like every time we see a car that's the same as ours when we're driving down the highway or when we're parked somewhere. I'm like, I gotta go fight that guy. I don't know why. He's got the same car as me, so I gotta go fight him.
Yep, babe. Next time
No,
you see,
that's only you.
babe, next time you see a car that's identical to yours, you have to fight that person.
Dude, no. So every time we see a car that looks like Caleb's, he's like, I should go and beat that dude up and steal his bumper.
Yup.
Yup. You know, there's always something you can steal off that car that'll make yours
For
better.
reasons, that is a joke.
Huh?
For legal reasons, this is a joke.
Is it?
Dun dun dun.
Cat's like, wait a second. Is he being serious right now?
She's like, is that why my car's broke down? Someone had the same car and stole it.
Swear to God.
No, it is a joke. We're not actually gonna fight someone for a piece of their car.
Fight you for a piece of the car.
Yet. It's like we're not gonna actually fight anybody for a piece of their car.
Yeah.
Like, I'll fight you for a Klondike bar, motherfucker. Let's go.
Damn.
Oh my
Honestly,
god.
those things aren't that good.
They're okay. There have been better ones, but
Dude, I was hitting my vape when Tyler said that, and it burns my throat, and I started drooling all over the place.
oh my god, you better clean that off the bed. We sleep there, okay?
But
Hey,
wait,
I'm
whose
I'm-
side of the bed are
wait,
you on?
Hold on. There's probably worse things that's been in that bed.
We're not talking about that. We're not
I'm
talking
just
about
saying.
I don't need that mental image.
that. Wait a second. Oh.
Bad chick.
I think I'm gonna jump off. I'm getting a headache.
Aw. Okay.
It's us. She doesn't like us.
Yeah, I kind of
Oh,
figured.
shut up.
Well,
Fuck
Colby,
you guys.
Colby, thank you for being a part of this podcast with us. I think it's time we can go ahead and end the podcast here. But thank you guys for joining me.
Yeah, we've been pretty much rambling for the last like 20 minutes.
It's all right. So, thank you all
Bye,
so
guys.
much for joining in with us. Colby, Tyler, Kat,
Yeah.
thank you guys.
Of course.
I'm gonna
It
go.
was
Welcome.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead.
Bye bye.